Listen, a lot has changed.
Yes.
This man's life should have never been stomped out of the way that it did. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it real quick. So if you hear a whole bunch of in the background, I am at my makeshift desk. A lot has changed. And I told my husband, I said, it's so crazy how your whole routine can change in a matter of. Now, y'all know my whole routine has been off since February. I had surgery February the 28th. I have been in this house ever since. Corona hit like 2 weeks within my recovery. So I've been in this house not doing anything. I have gotten accustomed to looking like this. Hold on. This is my outfit of the day. This has been my outfit of the day since February. My routine has changed dramatically. Now that I'm back to work, I get up in the morning, I do a bird bath. I do my whole grooming routine at night before I go to sleep. I don't even slick my baby hairs down anymore. I don't wear real clothes anymore. Stanley said he hasn't worn a belt in months. I put on a pair of jeans the other day for the first time, and Stanley was like, wearing jeans? How that feel on your stomach? I was like, weird. Dang, it's crazy how much things have changed. So what I've been trying to do is create some new normalcy around here, like a new routine, and just get myself acclimated back into the real world. So we walk on our 15-minute breaks just as we would if we were in the building. I have been making sure that we are getting a little bit of sunlight. And let me tell y'all what has been a blessing. We'll talk to our neighbors at all. Like, we'll speak to them, we'll wave them, hey, how you doing? We got nicknames for them all because we don't know their names. And this morning while we were walking, our neighbor across the street, I don't know what he does for a living, whether it's lawn care, construction, or whatever, but he always has this huge lawnmower, like the one that you sit on and you take the things and clamp yourself in, that kind, like the real deal that you do for businesses when you're landscaping for a business. Well, he was cutting his grass, and I was like, it'd be dope if we can have a conversation with him, and maybe whenever he cuts his grass, he can put us on rotation with himself, and we can slide him a few dollars. That happened this morning. We were walking, and he was driving the lawnmower towards the end of the driveway, and we were like, hey, do you cut other people's grass? And he was like, not really, but I can. Stanley was like, well, how much would you charge me to cut my yard? He was like, oh, your yard is a little smaller than mine. He was like, 30. It's like, bet, come on over now. He started cutting. He was like, I ain't really had to do too much. Take this $10 back. He was like, yeah, just $20. He was like, so whenever I do my grass, I'll put y'all on rotation with myself. So I'll just come over here. If you ain't got it on you right then, you know, you live across the street. So now I'm about to take you outside. I'm on my lunch break, so this is part of our new normal too. I don't know if this is a part of the new norm, but this is some country skit right here.
This is the way I see it.
What?
We've been sitting in the office building for the last 15, 20 years. Barely get some sunlight. So I said, I'm going to get me some sunlight today. So
you need your vitamin D?
Yeah, I'm going to do me a little sunbathing on my lunch break today, man.
Do what you got to do. So, most of you all know, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. But my mother lives here and she is handy able. And this is what she uses to get her groceries from the car to the top of the step. And y'all think that we would be the ones pulling it up the steps for her. Most of the time, she does this stuff so quickly. By the time we hear the boom, 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 she's already on this top step with it. We are still in awe and trying to figure it out every time she does something. That thing right there with groceries in it is easily a good 50 pounds. I've allowed her to create a new normal for herself too. So her friend has been quarantined as long as we've been quarantined. So they're out today doing the grocery shopping or whatever. And it kind of happened right on time because now that I'm back to work, I'm not able to run her around during the day like I was at first. But I was telling my husband, I was like, you know what, there has been a blessing in the tragedy. There has been a blessing in the dis-ease. Coronavirus has opened us up to being able to connect with our family, our friends, to have a deeper appreciation for those people we have in our lives, because real talk, you got shut down. Whether you want to be shut down or not, gotten so much done in this household. We've been in our house, how long, Stanley?
15 years.
15 years. We built this house 15 years ago. So this is the time when things just start doing what they're doing. So don't get discouraged about that if y'all searching to, you know, buy a home, build a home, whatever. It's just stuff that it's just maintenance. These employers are are throwing money at you left, right, and center. We've been able to pay off $6,000 in debt within the first month of being home. And y'all know I didn't work nothing, right? So I ain't getting no overtime. I ain't getting none of that. But between the emergency funds that the government was sending, the jobs sending you essential pay incentives, and I was getting all that because I'm still employed. And the only thing that I didn't get was this raggedy $200 that you got for working a certain week. But then when I returned to the office, my manager told me that she was putting in for me to get it because there was a deadline that where she can manually submit for her people to get it. I was like, well, thank you. So we have gotten thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And if y'all have been listening to us for a while, we've been like 75% debt free, minus the house, minus the mortgage now. We've been about 75% debt free for a few years now. And we're working that up so that I can come home completely. I know a lot of y'all was like in the comments last week, it's like, if your husband wants you to come home, come home. It is an easy decision, but because we are still looking for a new home, it's kind of a hard decision at the same time, because I do want to get out of this house because we are busting a loose at the seams. You hear me? It was cool when me and Stanley was just here by ourselves because this is our starter home. We built this home because we didn't know what home ownership looked like financially. We didn't have a lot of examples. There's not a lot of people in our family that own homes. So we didn't have anybody to ask, like, what do you budget for this? How do you, manage this? So we bought a home that was really comfortable. And when we built the home, that was really comfortable within our financial status at that time. Of course, we've grown, financial status. We've tripled, but we didn't expand our home. And then when my mom moved in, we were like, we need us like another 1,000 square feet, because you have a grown person that had a whole house that is now trying to condense that house down into a bedroom, a closet, and storage. That's a lot. And our kitchen has always been tiny. I mean, we built it tiny because it was just us. We didn't care because we wanted more room in the bedrooms and the common areas. It's real. It's real, y'all. What else you guys say?
Man, I don't look the best like right here.
You look wonderful.
We've been wanting to go to work like this, cut off shirts, shorts, flip-flop tennis shoes. Some people at our job have been already coming to work like this, and we have been complaining for years that how can they dress like that and we can't dress like that, and it's supposed to be company policy, it's supposed to be a dress code. But now, it don't even matter. Like Lynette told y'all, I hadn't put my belt on in 3 months. I went in my drawer today to get something out there, and I saw the belt, and the belt was like, player, where you been? I've been waiting on you, man. But it was like so surreal though, man. It's like stuff can change and you don't even realize it until you really start thinking about it. It's like our routine, I used to get up, fix breakfast for us early in the morning, pack it all up. The night before, we fixing our lunch, get out this house by 7:15 to get down the road to get to the office on time. And then when come 4 o'clock, you be like, dang, I'm out of here.
Have to beat traffic.
Now, you don't feel that office pressure. You don't, when come 4 o'clock, most time, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I'm still working. And I tell my wife, I be doing like around most time the same amount of work, but I don't feel like I've been to work. I feel like it's the weekend.
And I'm working.
And I'm just working, doing something on the computer. That's how I feel most of the time. So that living for Friday is over. And they need to keep it that way.
The walk-off though. So the second part that we wanted to talk about was tragedy in the disease. And we have this disease that whether or not you wanted to acknowledge it or not, the disease was going to knock on your door and make you acknowledge it or at least learn about it. And it's called racism. We did an entire sit-down video where we spoke about the George Floyd situation, the murder of George Floyd. And my husband just did not feel settled in his spirit to release that video. We were in very raw emotion. Not to say that we did anything wrong or said anything wrong, but there are just certain things that once you touch on a topic like that, you have to be really settled, mindful, know that you've hit all the points that you wanted to make before you publish it. And I'm not sure that we did. So rather just not even touch it right now. It has been a beauty in the tragedy.
Yes.
This man's life should have never been stomped out of the way that it did. But the beauty of the tragedy is it erased every excuse, every bit of rationale. The rationale that they always use against us when it comes to police brutality or something that happened and people are supposed to be brought to justice. We don't know what happened beforehand. In this case right here, you saw what happened beforehand.
Exactly.
You saw every bit of what led from A all the way to Z, to the point where if you had a bias, it made you take the filter off of your bias and see it for what the fuck it is. You got people coming together.
Yes.
You've got people that have changed their outlook on some things. And you know me, I'm one of those, I'm very outspoken. And I'm one of those people that if you think I'm outspoken on YouTube and stuff like that, you ain't see Skit. My Facebook, they catch it. And I was like, y'all owe Colin Kaepernick the biggest apology, his career back with interest.
Yep.
Because everybody wanted to look at him as disrespecting the flag. Nobody wanted to look at why he was kneeling. And now all of a sudden, you all want the police department to kneel on one knee in solidarity. Oh, no. Why? Because now you saw what we have always seen. Yeah. You finally get to see what we have not been able to put the blinders on and not see.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say as a black man that previous when this stuff happened, I gotta admit it did put some fear in my heart, but this time it did not put that fear there. Fear cripples us. And I watched his channel. Y'all probably heard of Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. Love his channel. He said something powerful, and this goes right along with my wife was saying that the case was filmed from the beginning. Well, the incident was filmed from the beginning to the end, and he said we became a surveillance state long time ago. They've been recording us, but now us as little brother are recording them. Camera phones, as much as people say bad stuff about them, they are a blessing, because if it had not been for camera phone, that would never been caught. Racism has never stopped. It's just being recorded. I think Will Smith was saying that. Yeah, racism never stopped. It's now being recorded. So I'm hoping that this whole kerfuffle, all this stuff going on, the rage, the frustration, the unrest, protesting, the rioting, that all this stuff collectively will change everything for us for the better. To be honest, black people, we just want equality in this country.
And
we want
the left buckle up.
Yeah,
to
we
be
just
left the buckle on.
Yeah, I understand the rioting. I understand the looting. I don't agree with tearing up stuff, but I understand that when you don't have a voice, that's what you do. You tear Skit up. We know a lot of you ladies are really concerned for black men right now, your husbands, your sons, your nephews, grandsons, your friends, because this stuff is still keep repeating itself. But I just want to encourage you, man, is don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Continue to educate your sons, husbands, or anybody in your life that you love, that you care about, on how to deal with this stuff. If the police stop you, it still applies. Show your hands. Make sure you're recording. Make sure you're complying. I know even though that we do that we still end up getting shot. I mean, that's the truth. Not in every case, but it still does happen. We talked about this in a few videos before about protection, and I know that everybody is not a weapons person. I am definitely a stickler for self-defense. I believe even beyond what's going on in the world, we definitely need self-defense. We got to protect ourselves. I wanted to provide this chart right here. This chart shows you points of attack, vulnerable points of attack. Me and Lynette actually have been trained in self-defense before. Study this chart. You can also go on YouTube. Different people teach all this as well. Also, y'all saw in the previous videos, Lynette had her taser. So if you're not like a person who like a gun, a taser is good to protect yourself. Unfortunately, during a time like this, at any time, everybody's motives are not pure. People are still looking for opportunities. So we want to make sure y'all stay safe out there. So we don't only have to worry about COVID. Unfortunately, we do have to worry about people who want to do harm, just in case they decide they want to do that.
So with that said, I want you all to check in with us down in the comment section. Tell us how you all are really doing. We want to hear from our people to know if you were mentally okay during all of this. Like, we've been doing that with our friends and our family. Like, are you good?
Yes.
This has been a very heavy week for most of us. This is a norm, but a heightened norm for a lot of us.
Yeah.
But just let us know, say, hey, I'm okay, I'm struggling. And we're going to genuinely pray for you all that are struggling during this, because this is not an easy thing to deal with. And then to have to see social media, see people that are exposing themselves, see what people really think of you as a race of people, not you as a person, because they don't know you, but just to see how people view you, or see the destruction of people that are going out and looting and rioting and all of that. most of it ain't us. But anyway, that has a very negative impact on your community. There's so many businesses that have become a casualty of war within
Yes.
that. We're re-victimizing black businesses while we're trying to get a point across. There are some people that are losing their businesses right now. Let me know if you are okay.
Stay safe. We love y'all, fam. And we'll see you in the next video. Straight from the VA.
The dirty, dirty South.
2 up, 2 down.
Gotta go back to work.
Hello!